Alright, what's up everybody? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Ethan. I also have another YouTube channel known as Boy Bingus. That's my skateboard channel. I have posted some drawing videos and stuff up there and some other non-skateboard videos. This channel is my new channel that I've had for, I want to say maybe 2 months now. I think it's only been like 2 months. I posted a couple of videos up on it already. And what I'd like to do is just make a channel with artwork, because I love to draw and I like to write. So I'd like to post some videos on some of my drawings that I'm doing, and also maybe some tutorials on how to draw and how to help you guys with some techniques and whatnot. Now keep in mind, I have not been to art school. Okay, I kind of taught myself some different things and watched other people do different stuff, looked in different books, and just kind of practiced with my own, my own ways of doing things. So pretty much I'm going to show you some stuff that I use, different drawing books, different comic books that I'm into, just different things to kind of give you guys a background of what I'm into, what I do and what I use. And then of course I'm also going to do some other videos on my supplies like markers, pencils, all sorts of different stuff. So for right now, I'm going to just start showing you some of my books and what I do. Alright, so for example, because if you want to really get into making your own, whether it's manga or of course if you're into fiction and whatnot, or even your own comic book, so you want to learn how to write and write a story. So a couple books that I have are these two, and they're just pretty good books. This one, to be honest, I don't really care much for this one, because it's, I don't know, for those of you that are into writing and whatnot, or for some of you that aren't into writing, there's different techniques and ways that suit each writer, and not every way is the right way. There really isn't the correct way to write. However, the way this book kind of comes across, I just feel it doesn't work for me. But then again, I went out, I bought it, tried it out to see if it worked, and it's trial and error. It comes with the territory. But this book, however, I do like this book. This book is pretty good. It goes over pretty much everything you need to know on, let's see, memoirs, essays, poetry, novels, screenplays, short stories, and then it gives you tips on how to find your voice. Let's see, with plot, with conflict, mood, location setting, all sorts of different stuff. So if you want a good book to help you with some tips, I would definitely suggest this book right here. Now, as far as drawing books go, okay, this is one book I picked up, Complete Idiot's Guide for Manga. Now this is a pretty good book. I do like it with some stuff that they have. This isn't my favorite one of them though. Like I said, there's some things in here that I do like, which I think this book is perspective. Some of the stuff they talk about with perspective, which I do find very helpful. And then they have some good weapons and stuff in here. And I think it was also for effects, how to do different effects, and plotting out the word bubbles and rearranging different things and whatnot. So this book, good, not so good, depending on what you're looking for. Another book I picked up, massive manga. Okay, now this one I feel is definitely more on spot with things. Like the one that I just had, I think those are by American manga artists, which it's not bad, but this is Japanese. Okay, this is straight from Japanese artist, and I really like how they explain things in here, as far as, you know, drawing faces and drawing, you know, different emotions and, you know, hair. They cover everything in this whole book, and it's a very nice, neat little book. Different poses, you know, your arms, your hands, muscles, legs, feet, clothing. Okay, and accessories, different types of animals, and I believe at the end is, yep, robots, and then weapons, vehicles. This was a really good book. This was 20 bucks, but pretty neat book. I think it's got just under 300 pages, but it's a very nice, neat little book. Another book that I have, okay, Mastering Manga with Mark Crilly. Now, I know I just mentioned that the American versus Japanese artists. Well, Mark Crilly, I'm going to put a link in the description for this guy on YouTube, okay? If you guys have not seen Mark's work, you have to check out Mark, okay? Because Mark, I got to give him a lot of credit, because if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have gotten back into drawing. Just watching his videos and how talented this guy is, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I could sit there and watch his videos like all day and over and over and over. I could just literally just sit there and watch his videos every single day. I think he's probably one of the best American manga style artists that's out there, and his book is really, really good. Now, of course, he has his own style with different things. There's some things in here that I don't care for compared to this book. For example, the way Mark kind of explains, you know, how to start with the face and go from each step to step. I kind of feel that this book right here is a lot easier for doing faces, just as far as, you know, step by step goes. I mean, right here, you know, it doesn't look, well, I don't want to say it doesn't look as detailed or as difficult, but for me, this I feel is less is more, and it's so basic and so simple. Try and get a close-up. So basic and so simple, but yet it looks so great. And I'm not saying that Mark's doesn't look great. I'm just saying, you know, just kind of like with writing, you find your own little niche on what works for you. However, Mark does have a lot of great things in here that I definitely like. Just his style and variety on everything that he does, from, you know, how to draw different faces, from different views, all the different types of manga eyes that he does, his style of facial expressions, and then, you know, of course, he gets into proportion. I think the next one is poses. And yep, here we go. We got some more poses, different ways to walk, kissing, holding, fighting. Again, more poses. Now, Mark, I think, is really, really good and talented when it comes to drawing clothing, especially when it comes to wrinkles and the way clothes, you know, fall when a person's wearing them, how they're supposed to look right, skirts, you know, t-shirts. And then Mark does some pretty good stuff with perspective, explaining, you know, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Then he also gives tips on inking, how to ink your artwork. Something called cross hatching, which you can see right here. You start this way and then that way, and, you know, that way. And then he shows, you know, his step by step of his process, how he does his stuff, how to do sequences correctly, all that stuff. So Mark's book, I would definitely suggest going out and getting Mark's book. This is definitely an awesome book, and definitely check out his work. My next book, I had this for a long time, very, very long time. Now, I definitely like manga style better than American style artwork. I mean, this was originally published, I believe, in 1978, so this is definitely a lot older, and you can definitely tell by looking at it how things looked much different. Now the concept is still the same, okay? Concept is still the same, but you can see in the style that, you know, how they look different. But Stanley definitely captures some pretty good stuff in here as far as poses. Perspective, I thought was pretty good in this book. So this one I wouldn't suggest that you have to definitely, you know, go out and get. I mean, it's just something that I've had for a long time. But this is also a pretty decent book. So, and last but not least, a mega book of manga. Now this one's not bad, but I wouldn't say that you have to go out and get this one. I mean, they do help you with some stuff, but then again, I don't feel like this is pretty decent manga book compared to the couple of other ones that I have. I don't really use this book that often. I did one photo actually out of this book, which you guys might see on GalacticInk on Facebook, that I drew quite a while ago. I'll see if I can find it. Yep. This was the original drawing. I didn't want to do kind of like the bionic stuff, so I just kind of did just like a girl. But this is the original. It's a bionic girl. So, but that would be those books right there. Oh, and actually, one last thing. I bought this, honestly, I have not used it, like, at all. This is just another way of learning how to draw stuff from manga. And to be honest, I mean, this I thought was kind of a waste. And like I said, to this one also, I don't feel really is that basic manga or manga type style. I mean, it's got some good stuff. If you pick it up or you have it, sure, go ahead, use it. Definitely work on it. But for me, it's whatever. So, next video, because I want to keep this one short, my next one I will get into showing you some of my comic books that I got and manga that I've read or like to read and what inspires me. And I hope this video was helpful, and I'll start pumping out some more videos with my materials. Alright, so stick around.